So Tom, how have you settled back in at Southend United?
I've been loving it. One of the big pulls obviously was, I want to get back enjoying my football, and I was sure this was the place I was going to be able to do it. I look forward to training every day. I think that's starting to show my performances. I'm just really enjoying football. It's a great group to come into, and I really want to get back to my best, and that's what I'm trying to do.
You've been playing regularly and leading the line amongst a number of other strikers at the club. What's it been like sort of fitting into the attack at Southend?
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of quality here. So we all push each other day in, day out. There's quality throughout the pitch. It's just, it's like I said, it's an enjoyable place to come in to try and get better. We all want to help each other, and then that competition helps on a match day. If we keep driving each other on, it's going to lead to better performances and better outcomes, which is what we're all aiming for.
Now we've got 5 games left of the season, and there's still lots on the line and plenty to play for. How exciting is it, this sort of run-in at the end of the season?
Yeah, no, exactly that. These are the sort of the times of football we want to be involved in. We want to do as well as we can to finish as high as we can, and if that puts us in the playoffs, then fantastic, and we'll give everything we've got to then go on that way. We can't look too far ahead. It's a bit of a cliche, and we have to look only one game at a time, because if you start looking too far ahead, you lose your focus. So we've got to make sure our biggest focus is on Saturday, and trying to get 3 points, and the rest will take care of itself. That's what we've always said. As long as we look after ourselves, the rest will take care of itself.
And then looking ahead at Solihull, what's sort of the key messaging that you've been given by the coaching staff ahead of the game?
Not all I can reveal, obviously. To do things we do really well at. We're at home. We'll have the fans behind us. Rootsall's a tough place to come, and we want to sort of back that up as well alongside the fans, and put our best performance on. And if we can do that, I think we're confident we'll have enough then to go get 3 points.
Nice one, thanks Tom.
Thank you.
Tom, it's great to be getting some sun rays here with you at the training facility. I know you guys have been training here a while, but moving day to day, so a lot of excitement today.
Yeah, it's a bit giddy. It's a bit like Christmas. So everyone's been enjoying the new things, and making it home. It's brilliant. We're lucky to have it, and obviously, like I say, we've been on the pitches for a while now, but now to be able to have the buildings here as well is brilliant. It makes things like this a lot easier, and everyone's all in one place, and we want to make it our home.
I suppose it's amazing really when you think about how things have changed so quickly over the last few months. What is the latest thing on what's making things really come together here?
Yeah, no, exactly. I think from a sort of the bigger picture, the club's obviously trying to go in the right direction. Investment from obviously above, and everyone's trying to push towards that main goal of promotion. But little things like this, obviously, they're not so little actually. Big things like this, obviously, it's all in the sort of the bigger picture of where Southend wants to go.
And it's also position this morning. It seems like everybody's in a really good feeling. What is that feeling like in the squad at the moment?
Yeah, no, everyone's good. I said previously it's a great group for me to come into. In January, I've only been here a few months, but it's a really tight group. Staff, players, everyone connected. So it makes it an enjoyable day in, day out. People look forward to coming in to train, which is exactly what you want, because then I think you get the best out of people.
Yeah. As coming in, obviously it was frustrating results to take from Southend, but what were the things you've been taken away from that you've been working on this week?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we did well on Saturday as well, which probably gets overlooked because of the result. We limited them to hardly anything, if anything, bar probably the last kick of the game, which was obviously a frustrating manner to do. But I think we can't get too hung up on it, because there's 5 games to go still. There will be probably other twists and turns along the way as well. And I think it's the teams that sort of handle the disappointment and also the success at times best will probably see themselves with the strongest sort of performances going in that run-in.
Yeah, have you guys, when looking at this run-in, have you set yourselves like a points target, or is this a game at a time?
As I just said, it's so cliche, but it is literally full focus on Saturday. Don't look too far ahead. All we can handle is what's in front of us, and at the moment that's Solihull.
Yeah, absolutely. Solihull side. I suppose they have been on a tough run themselves, haven't they? But only 1 win or so in 15 league games. What's your expectations of them?
I think like any team, you come to Rootsall'll be a big crowd. It's a good place to play at home. Not the easiest when you come in here, but so there's probably, as an away team, you want to upset that a bit. So we fully expect them to sort of be at it and be sort of prepared to take us on, and we'll have to do the same.
As for yourself in that group of 4s as well, with these 5 games to go, been a couple of games since you guys are really pushing each other at the moment to get yourselves back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've sort of said as a group, we need to contribute more to that. That's our aim, is to sort of be the ones to take us over the line, and if we can handle the business, then happy days.
And looking at that running just as well, obviously Solihull then at Easter weekend, Braintree at home, Ebbsfleet away, Wilson, then Gateshead. When you look at that as a whole, because obviously the majority of those teams bottom of the table on paper, do you see that as a good thing, or is that a thing to be wary of?
I think at this stage of the season, where you are in the league's relevant. Everyone's fighting for something. The middle of the table's so tight that a good run of a few games can see you propelled up, or vice versa. So we can't really look at teams on paper. It's purely they're going to be fighting for something, and we've got to make sure we're at our best to go and deliver 3 points.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Just how big is this game this weekend?
It's our next game, so it's the biggest. It's going to be as simple as that. These next 5, we have to take each one as the manager said, a cup final. So we're fully focused on that. It's going to be a tough game. We've got to do all we can to be at our best. So we're doing that sort of hard work on the training pitches, and 3 points ultimately is what matters, no matter how we end up doing it.
And playing in front of the fans at Rootsall, how much, I know you've sampled it before, but at this level they've stayed loyal, and how much do you enjoy it? It's the crazy noise sometimes, isn't it?
It's brilliant. Honestly, it's so special. It does help us. Obviously, it's real big motivation, home and away. But Rootsall special. You want to deliver for those fans and give them something to go home cheering about.